my friends, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sana, Mrs. Perfectly Imperfect Keto, where being perfect is overrated and being imperfect is appreciated. So if you have seen my previous video, you will know I am going to dive into this Nesco. It is a food and jerky dehydrator. So here is the top lid. Simply what I have here is just the trays that it came with, and I'm going to go in with some sirloin tip roast. I simply just salted it. I did add a little bit of black pepper, so that is definitely your option if you want to add any seasonings for this. But we are just going to go ahead and just dive right in. I'm going to fill up the trays. I do have the manual here readily available because this is the first time that I'm using it. I have everything washed, everything ready to go. So if you watched a previous video, you will know I purchased this from Walmart. It costed me $85, so it is definitely a lot more affordable in pricing in comparison to some of the bigger units that are out there. But I still feel like size-wise, if this works, if it gives me the quality that I'm looking for, this will definitely be a really good buy. So I am super excited about this. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. But as far as the instructions, it does have 160 degrees Fahrenheit is going to be the setting when it comes to your jerky and your meats. Then it says that it can take anywhere up to 4 to 15 hours to dry. What I'm going to do, I do have really thick cuts, so I'm going to go in with timing about 4 hours, and I'll see what it looks like come the 4-hour mark. By that point in time, I'll be getting off from work. I'm actually on my 30-minute lunch break. If you guys join my YouTube live from the other day, you would know that I'm going in with OMAD, 1 meal a day. So it's nice to kind of have this to do during my lunch break instead of, eating, which I'm not going to do as I'm not hungry. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this done. By the time I get off of work, we'll be at the 4-hour mark. That way we can go ahead and check how the texture is. And I'll definitely include you all on that snippet so we can see together what we achieved after 4-hour duration. So I'm going to go ahead and just fill this up. So I just have the sirloin tip roast. I just have it cut up. So I'm just going to lay this out. Is really all that it says is to lay it out. Make sure nothing is overlapping. So I'll just be sure I'm laying it out with no overlapping as it says. But other than that, this is really just fairly easy. So thankfully, there are plenty of trays that this comes with, because that definitely makes it easy that you are not having to do so many different batches. You can simply just kind of accomplish a good amount. So we can definitely do another tray. But it does give instructions that you need to at least have 4 trays, even if they are empty. So I did read the instructions of that. So even though we might only fill up a few trays, we'll have to see, because I'm almost about to get to the kind of the end here. But we'll see how it goes. But I'm just going to kind of keep everything intact when it comes to the trays and kind of just see how much we end up filling up here. All right, let's go ahead with another one. But so far, I do like the stacking option of this unit. It definitely seems to be very, very convenient with this stacking option. And of course, for storage purposes, it definitely makes it really, really easy as well, because everything is just stacked together. Okay. So I'm just working my way. So far we used up 3 trays. Okay. I am almost just about done. I'm just making sure that I am putting them all completely flat is what I'm just simply double checking here. Okay. So all in all, we ended up using 4 trays. So that worked out perfect. That's the amount that it preferred that we use for the unit to run efficiently the way that it's supposed to for optimal quality. So let's go ahead. I'm going to keep everything intact here. I'm going to go ahead and add my other trays. So we have that ready to go. The way that this unit really works is as soon as you plug it in, it is simply ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and set my lid. Let me go ahead and show you all. So the lid here, we have the settings here when it comes to the meats. So I'm going to go ahead and have that dial. You could already see that it's at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to keep it that way because what I noticed is once you plug it in, it's turning on at that point. So you want to make sure that is already set and ready to go. So we are literally just putting this on like a lid. So it is secure, it is on, and let's go ahead and just plug it in. And there it goes. So it has like a light humming noise. It is not loud. I know there were some dehydrators that had gotten reviews that they were very loud, but this is just a light hum. So if you're able to hear it, it definitely is bearable. So even for me to continue my work day, this is not loud at all to me. It is lighter of a hum than you would get from a vacuum. So I'm definitely happy with that perspective as well when it comes to the noise or the sound that it's making. It's not anything that basically travels through the house to be like an obnoxious type of noise. It is bearable. All right, so currently right now it is 1:12 p.m. So about at that 4-hour mark, it would be 5:12. So I'm going to set my timer on my watch for 5:12. So I have it as a reminder to definitely check at the 4-hour mark. And as I said, I will include you all on that sneak peek so we could just kind of see what the texture is like, and we will just gauge it from that moment on. That way we can kind of see for these little bit of a thick cut of that sirloin tip, we can see what provided us the optimal texture when it comes to doing beef jerky. So stay tuned for that later on once we get to that 4-hour mark. All right, my friends, so we are ready to check on our beef jerky. It has been simply just dehydrating at that 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Currently right now we are beyond the 4-hour mark. So we're at 4 hours and 1 minute because I had to get my camera and all of that set up. So let's go ahead and take a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this because even though we have this knob here that we can set the temperature, it does not have an on or off switch. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. So even though it's not too loud, I still wanted to be able to turn it off. That way you all can hear me a little bit more clearly. So as I said, the pieces, this is the first time I'm peeking at it as well. So as you can see, the pieces were some really thick cut of sirloin tip. So this currently right now, it's cooked beautifully. Like I'm really impressed with it. But as far as if it is quite jerky, not as of yet. So we can go ahead and check some of their pieces. So this piece is more so on the thinner side. So this right here is looking really, really beautiful. As you can see, it has that beautiful fat on it as well. And let's just kind of go ahead and take just like a little peek is what I'm going to do at some of these other trays. And they're all looking really great. So one of the suggestions that they had made was to dab some of the meat juices as they built up. I don't want to dab the meat juices. For me, I think that is just some of the juicy fat that's coming up from the meat, and I want to keep all of that intact because to me, that is simply just flavor. Some might have a difference of opinion that are more knowledgeable and are more experts on dehydrating. But for me, I just figure it doesn't make sense to dab out the flavor or the juices because still yet, I don't really see much juice on these. So it looks like it was able to dry out through the dehydration process any possible juices that needed to basically get dehydrated and get this to our optimal jerky texture. So currently right now we've done 4 hours. What I'm going to do is I'm figuring to go in with, because still yet we have it very much still kind of bendable, like this would still be almost very chewy like jerky. I'm going to try for about another hour and I'm going to see how it looks after 1 hour. I don't want to go in too long because I definitely don't want to over dehydrate it, if that is such a thing. But we'll go ahead and we'll give it another hour and I will just have that sneak peek with you all. That way we can go ahead and just kind of take a look at what it looks like after that 1 hour additional time. That would be for the total of 5 hours. So as you can remember from our booklet, they had the suggestion of 4 to 8 hours for marinating. And then when it came to the actual process of making the jerky, they said that it could take 4 to 15 hours. So let's give this another about an hour. We may need to do more after that, but we will kind of just see, because as I said, we have some really thick cuts of the sirloin that I already had in the freezer. I thawed it out. I figured might as well use it up for this recipe and we'll just try it. So let's go in another hour and I will update you all come that hour being lapsed. All right, my friends, I am back. I actually went to the library. I actually ended up recording some footage there for a future video. So I was not able to update you all at the 1 hour mark. So this actually has been cooking away, dehydrating for an additional 2 hours. So all in all, we are at the 6 hour mark, 6 hour and 3 minutes to be exact. So let's go ahead and turn it off and we will take a look at what this is looking at 6 hours. All right, let's see. So some of the thinner ones look really, really good. It's not, you know, very, very hot because obviously we are just simply dehydrating this. Let me go ahead and see if I can turn on the light here. There we go. So now you all can visually see this really, really well. So this right here, I think for this thinness, it looks like it's going to be really, really good as far as having this texture be jerky. Let me take a look at something that's a little bit thicker. So this thicker one, it's almost like jerky, but it's still, you know, it's not quite exactly there. What I might do And in the future, I'm going to definitely plan this a lot better. But as I said, these were simply just pieces of sirloin tip that we cut off of a roast. So they weren't going to be wonky pieces because the intention was going to be in the future to simply pressure cooker them and have them as shredded meat for a Taco Tuesday. So I'm going to go through and pull out the thin pieces that are similar to this one that are very much jerky-like. And I will just kind of have those pulled out because it seems like those ones are pretty much done. So I'm going to pull those out. I'm going to allow the thicker ones to go for a little bit longer. But all in all, I think this definitely achieved really great quality beef jerky. I'm really happy with it. I'm excited to test this out some more with some additional footage for you all. And I'm excited for that content to come. So if you have this unit, definitely drop me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. Also, let me know what you have tried yourself in it. I would be definitely excited to know. That way I could possibly maybe try it out myself as well. So I definitely feel like I may end up keeping this unit. It might not be possibly a return, but we will see in the coming days as I experiment with other items and kind of just sharing that experience together. So as always, my friends, I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Take care, friends.